Yo, Shalom Israel. First, I'm going to start by giving honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash, double honors into the elders, apostles, and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who will well teach and edify. And Shalom to hopeful like Akim and Akwat out here in this household of faith of ours. My name is Yeshaya, and I'm doing a quick video, going into examining yourself, right? So in this truth, on a day-to-day basis, you have to take upon a spiritual mind to understand that you're going through battles, man. And right, so like going through battles, like what does that necessarily mean, man? Because a lot of times, difficulties, trials, and tribulations, aren't as face value as you may think. It may not be a physical battle that you're dealing with. All right, so let's get this word tribulation, a state of affliction or oppression, suffering, distress, man. And we go through that here in this truth. All right, so going through like spiritual battles may not necessarily mean, that you physically, taking a stick and beating a demon. It kind of goes into the fact of our state of affliction, man. A state of oppression, having to work every single day, go to this fucking, plantation. Some of y'all bros working bad hours. Some of y'all bros, working long hours to basically fill a bag with holes, according to Haggai 1:6. Some brothers might have like baby mamas putting them on child support. Some bros might have just, hell at home, disorderly ass people that they have to go home to. And, the fact of the matter is, man, you got to stay stoic through all those type of things, man. You got to stay stoic because, ultimately at the end of the day, when you grow weak, those aren't your thoughts, man. Those are rather the thoughts of the flesh, right? So let's get a couple scriptures on examining yourself. It says, Sirach 18:20, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the days of visitation thou shalt find mercy. So here we're in a state of trying to perfect us, man. The Lord is, labored greatly to perfect his grape from a cluster. Let me get that real quick. It should be here in 2nd Ezra's, I think it's like 9. (22) says, let the multitude perish which were born in vain, and let my grape be kept in my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. All right, so the Lord is laboring to make his elect perfect. So take upon the Spirit to examine thyself, so that in the day of mercy, you've been proven, through diligence, man. First Peter 1:10 says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fall, man. So if you're like, there's this one thing, it's like, next thing is, man, so like, I'm trying to get this one. Man, I fucking hate sometimes when these apps be tripping. I should just know the precept, man. So James 1:2, Salaki. We'll just go straight to 2. It says, my brethren, count it as joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, waiting nothing. So count it as joy when you're falling into these, diverse temptations and trials and tribulations, man. Because what does the scripture say in Sirach 2:1, man? This is one that's beautiful, man. Get this understood by heart. This is a beautiful one. And it talks about, it's a good piece of what it is to be in his truth. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, making thy haste in a time of trouble, man. So, not only in a time of trouble, going into Jacob's trouble, but now, man, try to keep a peaceful and temperate spirit through all the trials and tribulations that you receive. You encounter this joy, man. Barakati Yahawah, Barakati Yahawashi, man. nigga step on your foot, thank the Lord, man, because you're ultimately under this truth. You know, you're under this truth, you're under the Lord, and you're under the sanctions of the law, statutes, and commandments, which are righteousness, which leads to everlasting life, man. Life in Yahawashi Mashiach is joint heirs in the kingdom, man. That's what you're hoping for. You're not hoping to, you know, be at peace with this place, man, because this place simply is just going to be your own fixated hell, you know. And that's why the apostles always talk so much about, you know, doing certain things, you know, some of these things that they recommend you do, it's, you know, because it's uncomfortable, man. Getting a nice healthy diet, you know, and you know, achieving bodily homeostasis within, you know, like having a healthy body ultimately. You know, they tell you to do those things. The scriptures tell you to do those things. But, you know, not only does it teach you how to control your appetite, but it teaches you, you know, the lessons that you learn behind controlling an appetite, which isn't just, you know, saying no to food because of this, man. Because the whole point is, man, you know, when you come into this truth, you put away this world to hope for something better that's to come, man. You know, delayed gratification is such a beautiful thing, because you're putting away this world ultimately because you know that there's something better for you. There's something that's more close to what you're trying to fulfill, right? I think it's John 1 and like... No, actually, I don't even want to get this one. I'm going to go back to examine. All right, so we just read Sirach 8. I think I want to get the ones in Psalms. Yeah, I'm going to get that one in. Actually, no, I'm going to get these. It says, 1 Corinthians 9 and 3. My answer to them is no salat. 11 and 28. It says, but let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of that cup. So 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves that Yahawashi Mashiach is in you, except you be reprobates, man. And if you go into that word reprobates, man, it's like without judgment, you know. And these people constantly betray the Lord, and they constantly break the law. And you know, those are, you know, we understand what those people that break the law are, man. These lawless people, they're bastards, and they love death, man. And being the fact that you're in this truth, you know, you're dealing with greater matters than thyself, you know, because you're being in this truth, you know, you're trying to stay steadfast and make sure you come in correct, not only for yourself, but for the other people that are around you, man. Let's get this, it's like Matthew 16 and 23. It says, he turned and say unto Peter, no, actually, that's not it. That's not it. I think it's a little bit up here, actually. There it goes. Shalai. We'll just go to 20. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahawashi Mashiach. For the time forth began Yahawashi to show unto his disciples that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and raised again the third day. So this is the Lord telling his disciples, you know, Peter, I think it was Simon as well. Yeah, if I read up a little bit. Yeah, Simon. You know, that he had to, you know, go and be killed, man. You know, the Lord was saying, you know, I have to go and be killed. And he was showing his disciples that. And let's get in 22. It says, then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be done unto thee. So this is Peter saying, like, Lord, nah, man, you know, that's not it. You know, he's trying to, you know, he's trying to rebuke. So he's like, you know, trying to change his mind and tell him what he thinks is right. And 23 says, but he turned and said unto Peter, this is the Lord, get thee behind me, Satan. So he called Peter Satan, man. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of our power, but of those that be of man. That's him telling him. Because Satan, man, Satan, ultimately, a lot of people see Satan, they believe him to be that spiritual demon, but these motherfucking, things that oppose the Lord, when it comes to, like, most of these neo-Roman Christian, Catholic churches, and them motherfuckers are Satanists, man, because they oppose the Lord directly, and if you tell the truth and you try to fish out the elect, they are direct opposers of what things that have to happen. The prophecy says that, that's why Esau, man, that nigga's the fucking devil, man. The work is against the Lord, man, and he told, Peter even that. And I'm getting this all because, Peter jumped at that with emotion. He was like, oh, no. Like any man would think, man. Thoughts of man. And that's why he rebuked him. He said, thou art an offense unto me, for thou servest not the things that be of our power, but those that be of man. So really, he's, that was his fucking flesh speaking to him, man. If you get this in the GNT, it's like you're worried about thoughts of human nature. All right, because naturally a man would think like, no, I don't want him to leave. We love this man very much, and he does great things. But ultimately, at the end of the day, all things worketh by the Lord. So examine yourselves, man. Are there certain things and aspects in your life that you were letting emotions control and dictate to the altitude which you're able to reach? But you're actually holding yourself back, man. A lot of times that you gonna try to wager with yourself, thinking that you're doing enough, man. Because at the end of the day, there's always more to do. Fight. Every day is a fight, man. Sometimes you got to separate yourself from those things which aren't expedient to you. Let's get that real quick. First Corinthians 6:12, when it reads, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under by the power of any. Right? Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but our power shall destroy both in them. Now the body is not for fornication. Fornication, that goes into the belief of other, powers, betraying the Lord. Fucking with these idols and shit, but not for the Lord and the Lord of the body. And who is the Lord of the body? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. So some things, man, you shouldn't really deal with, because even in the same chapter we read in Matthew 16, the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees is their teachings, man. The Lord told them, beware of that, man, because what does the scriptures also say? A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So if you get into a slump and you think that's all that you are, man, a little leaven's gonna leaven the whole lump. That's why you got to extinguish those thoughts early. Because in the Proverbs, it'll tell you a righteous man falleth 7 times, but getteth back up, man. So you need to get the fuck back up if you ever fall in a slump, man. Because slumps are a part of this truth. Slumps are a part of being here and serving the Lord, man. Those are a part of those temptations that the Lord speaks of. Falling into slumps and diverse temptations and trials and tribulations which come unto you, not very light, because it is a very grievous thing to have to deal with these type of fucking situations. But at the end of the day, you have to endure. It is your job, man. I pray this lesson was edifying. On the last, to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash, Shalom, and good luck to y'all.